Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Yes, it is me, the Wingman, and I am here to deliver that delicious content, that delicious sauce. By the way, since I brought up sauce, I got the sauce. Yes, so I'm on a diet right now, so I can't eat the chicken, I can't eat the tacos, but shh. Yes, I've since it's been Labor Day weekend, I have been partaking in the festivities of the delicious food. Yes. Yes, the delicious food. I've been eating lemons and fruit all weekend, so I had to snag me up, a couple breakfast tacos and some torchy tacos, and yeah, I'll focus on my diet and working out tomorrow. But what we have here today, we're going to talk about, and we're going to continue the series of how to leverage stocks to make money in the stock market. As you guys know, in a lot of my videos, I'm here to, let you guys know how to make money, how to make passive income through just stocks, creating a business, e-commerce, Shopify, Wix. I'm here just with a whole wealth of knowledge to not only for myself to make money, but bring a lot of other people along the journey just so we all can make money together. Doesn't that sound exciting, or does that just intrigue your interest? Guess what? Student loans and student loan payments are back in effect, so you gotta pay student loans, car notes, rent, mortgage. So why not learn how to figure out ways to make more money outside of starting a business, and uh, also just outside of just buying a house and flipping a house and house sitting and all that type of stuff. That's nice, but if you don't have the extra money to buy a house, then this is the next best thing: leveraging the stock market for passive income. And so today's video, we're going to talk about how to make $400 per month passively. And so typically what I tend to do is I tend to introduce you guys to maybe two ETFs or index funds. You leverage that, and then basically you sell it. And the next step is to find either a stock ETF that's going to help you in your goal. In previous videos, recently I've utilized SMH, which is the semiconductor ETF. Today is a lot different. So, in the investing community, VGT, which is Vanguard's Informational Technology Index Fund, is very familiar. A lot of people know about it, but maybe a lot of common everyday investors probably do not know what VGT is. And so, VGT, it costs $446 per share. I have currently VGT in my traditional IRA. I've held on to VGT for the last, I want to say, 3 years, 3.5 years, and as it states in the name, it's a information technology ETF, and the top 10 holdings is Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Broadcom, Adobe, Salesforce, Cisco, Accenture, Oracle, and advanced micro devices. So right here, the top 10 holdings takes up 60% of the whole ETF, and is heavily weighted into Apple and Microsoft. The returns of this particular ETF has been on average between 18 to roughly 25%. And what we have next is QQQ. And so I was thinking about introducing, let you guys do maybe Vanguard's Growth ETF, VUG, or Schwab's Large Growth ETF, SCHG. I could have utilized that. I was going to utilize that. But I chose QQQ because uh, QQQ is basically the king of just growth, the king of just uh, dividend growth, more so just growth in your portfolio, because it mirrors the Nasdaq index, and a lot of dividend investors or a lot of growth investors, they know about QQQ. There's advertisements about QQQ, and so the holdings of QQQ, if you're not familiar with it, is again on slightly on the left side, where VGT was 26, 24%, and respectively in Apple, Microsoft, and here it's 11.3, 9.32 in Apple and Microsoft, and then it splits out into Meta, Broadcom, Tesla, Google, which is Alphabet is Google, and Adobe. So it shows you right there in the top 10%. In the top 10 holdings, it accumulates roughly 48%, which means that the other 52% of the portfolio is the rest of the ETF, which is not bad. It's not heavy. It's heavily weighted into technology, but not like 55%, 60%. So it has a nice well balance of the other stocks. And so what we got right here is that you're trying to figure out how to make $400 per month passively. $400 per month passively. If you do $400 times 12, it comes out to $4,800. So you either do $4,800 or you can round up roughly $5,000 per year passively. And so what you do is that if you choose either VGT or QQQ or a combination of both to invest into, then you start out with an initial investment of $1,000. If you chose to, this is $250 per month, and this is just on a lower scale. You can contribute more. Honestly, I would say, hey, it'd be more beneficial to do maybe $250 one check, $250 a second check. But if you don't have the financial means or the budget to do that, I would just say start out outside of just investing into your 401k. Do $250 per month into either QQQ or VGT, and then I put it on a times frame of 25 years. And either one of these ETF honestly have grown like 30%, but on a just want to be on the safe side, I put an estimated interest rate of 24%. Just give you just some insight. This year alone, because the market was down last year, this year alone, QQQ is up, I want to say 35 or 40% or 45%. The last I checked. Let's check real quick. QQQ is up. Let's see. QQQ is up 42% year to date. So and right here, I'm going on the safe side of it's producing a rate of return of 24%, and this year up to the day is up 42%. So you see, a lot of years you will surpass 24%. So just FYI. And so the goal is to make roughly the goal is to make $15,000, because then with that $15,000, you can use that to convert and to put into a stock that's reliable, that's going to produce passive income of $400 per month or on equivalent per quarter basis. And so if you to invest in one of these, it would take roughly 3.5 years, because year three, your investment will be $13,000. So I would say either towards the beginning of year four or in the middle of year four, you will have roughly maybe $15,000 to roughly $18,000, right? So then you take that money that you make right here through either QQQ or VGT, invest in that, and then we have a REIT. We have a REIT called Arbor Realty Trust. It's a mortgage REIT, and usually, you should, I would say, hey, stay away from mortgage REITs, because they tend to not increase their dividend and worry about just devastation of just down markets and whatnot. But what I can say is that this particular REIT has a history in the past of increasing its dividend. It's been pretty safe, and has a dividend yield of 10.64%, which is nice. It has a 5-year dividend growth rate of 12%, which is nice, and it has a dividend growth of 9%. So typically for high yielders, they don't typically increase their dividend. And this has a history of being a high yielder and also increasing its dividend. It pays 43 cents per quarter. And so basically, if you take that $15,000, our Arborelli Trust is $16.16 right now. And so what you do is that you divide it by 16. Interesting. No. So you take the 1616 times you take the 1616 times 931 shares. Right. So you take the 1616 times 931 shares, which equates out to 15,000. 15,000 divided by 12. Yeah. Oh. What I was doing. But yeah. So basically, uh, if you want to uh, be able to make the money that you need, which you really need is basically. Sorry about that. So what you really basically need is to invest into VGT, invest into QQQ. Once you get the $15,000, then you take the $15,000. You take our Arborelli Trust. You divide it by numbers of shares, and then boom, you'll be able to have um, what you need. But since Arborelli Trust doesn't pay on a monthly basis, it pays on a quarterly basis. So that basically you just have the amount on a quarterly basis, and so that's how you do it. And so in previous videos, I talked about using realty income and JEPI, and right here I chose Arborelli Trust, or you could use ARCC, which is another. That's not a REIT. So ARCC is more so uh, a a business development company, BDC, and then another company also is Owl Capital. So you can use those; they're high yielders, and you can use a growth fund, a growth ETF to make the money, and then dump it into a high yielder or a medium yielding company, and then boom, that's how you make the money. So hope you guys enjoy this video, and you have a great Labor Day. All right.